Pancake, I'm sitting on a porch and I'm feeling the breeze. Taking a little break from making beats and killing MCs. It seems my humility has listeners confused, so I'll say it extra clear. I'm that dude.
So why'd you call the new album Secret Pancake?
I called it Secret Pancake based on the track that is the title track. So I wrote that thing and it's kind of, assumed. I don't really say it, but I got the hook that goes at home eating pancakes, working with my dog on that secret handshake. Something I just said would make a great band name. And, the assumed thing is the band name is Secret Pancake. And I just said, I kind of like that as a title. It sort of just fit with the album. The album's kind of comfort food. It was a process of comfort food to make it for me. So it all just kind of worked out. And so yeah, just kind of landed on it from that hook. That implied band name became the album name.
That is a good band name. That would be good.
Yeah.
This album sounded like it was fun for you. Was it fun making Secret Pancake?
Yeah, definitely. I just went where it took me on this one. It was a follow-up to Blip with the expert, and we really went in on that one and tried to, say a lot, be a little more serious, a little more buttoned up, a little more conceptual. And so this was in a lot of ways a palate cleanse and take it back to basics, make the beat, the drums first, then find a sample that fits or tweak the sample until it fits, and then just start writing once I felt like the beat was rappable. So I just really was kind of following the rhymes as they came and yeah, just having fun with it. I there's nothing better when I have the time to sit at my desk and work on music. So for me, it is fun. And so this one, I kind of said it was a comfort food process to make it. It just was very casual, very off the cuff from the very beginning. So yeah, it was a good time to make it. My best barometer, and actually MF Doom said it. He likes to write and make himself laugh. There's a funny, here's another funny. So if I'm sitting and writing and I'm making myself laugh, then I'm in a good spot. And that happened a lot throughout the making of this album.
You mentioned the title track and the bass line on that is super dope. Is that sampled or played?
Sampled. Everything, it's so funny. Every beat has four sounds, right? It's sample, three drum sounds, kick, snare, hi-hat. That's how I make beats. For the first time ever on a beat, since I really started sampling, I added a bass line on the song That's That. Before that, I had never ever done it. So what you hear is just the original sample, find something with a nice bass line to it, find something that works on its own. So yeah, Secret Pancake, that upright bass sample is from a duo. I won't say which duo, but
Yeah.
yeah, just chopped it up, added the drums to it, found the parts that worked.
So you typically only use samples with bass in it already?
Yeah, usually. I I I just that's how the process shook out for me when I really started producing more regularly was to just listen for the sample that felt full and just use that. But it's and my journey with producing is adding a little bit here, adding a little bit of a mixing technique to something I do, adding, certain effects here and there. And with that song That's That, for example, listening to it in the sequence, I had already recorded it, and I said this just doesn't fit with the rest of the album because there isn't that bottom. And so, necessity is the mother of invention. Not that it's invention to add a bass line to a
Right,
sample,
right.
but for me it was. And so, who's to say I won't start doing it a little bit more now that I've crossed the Rubicon? But yeah, generally speaking, I'm just looking for something that has all of the frequencies that I want. And then, sometimes we'll tweak it to taste. But yeah, I like to keep it extra simple with the production.
Okay. You produced the entire album. What's in your production workstation?
So this one was on a computer on Logic. So I like to switch back and forth, right? The previous self-produced was on MPC 1000, one before that was Logic. This next one I'll do will be on the MPC 1000. Like to, keep it fresh. I got to be interested and excited to make stuff in order to, keep doing it. So this one was Logic, and I'll use an older version of the SP404, the original SP404, to mess with the samples, sometimes mess with the drums. But yeah, really simple, all Logic stock, tools that they have available in there. It's basically empty kit, quick sampler if I'm getting really into it, just to get really specific. Empty kit, add the drums, quick sampler, and then I kind of run the sample through my SP404 to manipulate it to how I want, and that's pretty much it. Really simple.
You use stock drums?
No, no, not stock drums. I get,
Okay.
sample packs from, whatever online. I got my favorites that I reach for, but no, definitely not. Just, the few plugins that I do use are all stock.
Okay. Um, on the song Landslide, Landscape, Landmine, you say 7/10 of my beats are bad. Ask my neighbors. It made me laugh, but it made me think of my own music, and the vast majority of the stuff that I make is bad. How do you know when something is good, and how much time do you spend on trying to fix something that's bad?
With beats,
Yes.
I don't even start writing when it's bad. It's just, to me, if it doesn't make me want to start rapping or writing, it's gone. And with that simplicity that I described before, there's really not much salvaging or fixing, right? It's the thing that I love about making beats using samples is it's so much catching lightning in a bottle, right? The right sample, the right drum sounds, the right chop at the right moment where it all came together is so cool. But I might rely on that a little bit too much because when it's not right, I'll spend a little bit of time tweaking to try and get it right. But I really just, it's a gut feeling. So I don't spend too much time working. Once something's not feeling like it's coming together or coalescing in a way that's going to make me want to write to it, it's gonna be gone. So I don't spend much time. As far as the writing goes, I'll work at it a little longer, right? I have a really deliberate approach, line by line. I'll work, I won't move past a line or like a set of four lines until I feel really rock solid on them. So I'll cycle through a bunch of different lines and keep rapping it out loud and keep, saying it to myself until it really feels right, and then I'll move on. So I do spend a lot of time cycling through not great, maybe bad lines until I land on the one that makes the most sense. So yeah, I don't spend too much time on something that, I deem bad. I just sort of accept it as part of the process, discard it, maybe take some pieces from it later. But yeah, I think, the next line after that is like that batting average would make me a Hall of Famer. And so, if you can hit 3 out of 10, that's pretty damn good. So I just try to keep that in mind, while I'm working through the process.
In baseball.
In baseball. Yes,
In
in baseball.
baseball.
In baseball.
Yeah, you just came off tour. What was that experience like? Who were you with? What'd you do?
So I did 10 shows in 10 days with Wave Generators. So Wave Generators is a duo, oftentimes a trio as well, made up of Hike Keach, who makes the beats and is an MC himself, Nosage from New Kingdom, who is an MC, and then I Alive is their tableman, as he calls himself. He's, uses a bunch of synths and pedals and stuff to make noise in the background. And they have a full stage, so they're really great. Their album After the End is terrific that came out last year on Fused Arrow. Um, it was incredible. I had gone on tour one time before, organized it myself, and it was 4 shows in 4 days. So I, went 2.5x. Um, and man, I think, we're in weird times. We're isolated, we're separated, we're divided. But it was an extremely human experience, going to, we had shows that ranged from, I had my release show in Brooklyn and then a show we had in Boston had really good turnout because that's sort of like, home turf and where I'm from. And then it trickled all the way down to a show with 7 people in some random dank room in the back of, some kind of shipping facility to, an just different, so many different levels. And you had to go in, you had to talk to the people who are organizing it. You went around and met the people at the show. So it's really like extremely human. I kind of relearned how to talk to strangers on tour, which was, cool. I was once good at that. I don't know what's happened, but I kind of lost it. But then the other thing for me that I think was really, really valuable and has a little bit more to do with the music and the performing, I've always had a little bit of performance perfectionism. And so very often after a show, I'll be pretty focused on what a show wasn't or what went wrong or what wasn't perfect about it. 10 shows in 10 days really helped me to realize that every show is its own thing. You got to take it for what it is rather than what it isn't and just roll with the punches because ultimately, sometimes people are going to be on their phone the whole time and then come up to you after and say, Yo, that was an amazing set. I loved and quote lines back to you. Other times it'll be a cold room, but they're really having fun. Other times it'll be 7 people, like I said, but they're locked in and having a great time. So just taking things for what it is, because so often when I perform months apart, it's easy to nitpick and forget how the last one went. But doing those 10 shows in a row was just really eye-opening to just say to myself, okay, as long as overall people are having a good night and you know you're getting off the rhymes and songs that you need to get off, take the shows for what they are because they're all going to be different. And so that was really cool. And Hike Keach in particular has toured a ton. He's been touring, forever. And it was cool to just see how he did it. I booked 4 of the dates, he booked 6. We really collaborated on it. So yeah, just overall, just a really cool experience.
It's dope, man. Super dope. You mentioned That's That, and you have a line on that song where you say, it seems my humility has listeners confused. So I'll say it extra clear. I'm that dude. What made you think fans were confused? And have you always had that confidence in yourself as an MC?
I think there's an element of aw shucksness to some of my songs, I think. Sort of, I don't know. I think that's just it's sort of the way I kind of like to approach it. Like, just got handed a mic, and then all of a sudden, off the cuff, I'm rhyming quite well, right? And there's not much to it other than that.
Right.
Um, and so, because of that, if you're not really rhyming in people's faces and really trying to be showy with it, then people cannot notice you're doing something technical or doing something that's difficult to do. So I'm not totally sure people were confused, right? But that's the classic gotta let them know hip hop shit.
Mm.
And I love to, I love hip hop. I love writing raps and I like leaning into regular classic rap shit sometimes. And so, with a slight turn on it. So, I'm humble, so you might be confused, but like, listen, I'm him. I'm him. Um, but I've always known that I was good at writing rhymes, good at recording, but it took a long time for me to get out there and actually start performing. So the confidence wasn't there. I think it was self-consciousness outweighed confidence. So I've always been really confident in my ability to write rhymes and come up with song ideas and, rap from a technical perspective. But getting out there, I was really, really self-conscious and it took years for me to finally start putting myself out there. And then it took years for me to stop keeping it a secret from so many people I know. So, now I'm 10 years in and it is what it is. I am who I am. This is what I do. But it took a while, but there was never within me like a questioning of like, if I could do the nuts and bolts of it. It was just a matter of, being willing to put myself out there.
Okay. Last question, bro. Who is the secret Pancake album made for?
I mean, this one's definitely for me, like for sure. I think I think there's two things. It's for me. It was a palate cleansing moment, a moment to just follow my predilections, follow what I was interested in, follow the lyrics that came to me. So the process of making it 100% for me. I also think after making Blip, I kind of, hightailed it back to my comfort zone. And what that meant in a way was thinking about it myself of making it for the people who maybe heard, were interested in my music before Blip. I think Blip was like the expert, really helped me get some new eyes on or new ears, new eyes on the stuff that I'm doing. And it was really cool to like showcase that side of me. But at the same time, I still have the Secret Pancake self-produced solo side of me. So I also thought of it as the people who've been rocking with me, right? I thought of it as it's for me, but also the people who've been around for maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, maybe whatever. So it was fun to go back to my comfort zone, just keep it simple and make the process enjoyable. And the result, someone I know told me my music can be low stakes in a complimentary way. And I think it's a nice thing to have something low stakes to listen to, right? I fit a little bit of I fit a little bit of medicine in there every now and then. I stumbled upon some, thoughts beyond just rhyming. But at the end of the day, what it is it's kind of a digestible thing. So yeah, I think it was for me. I think it was for the people that were rocking with me before. And then I guess the third thing is the people who, just want something they can groove to, they can listen to.
Okay. All right, man. Not really. Thank you for joining the realhiphop.com.
Thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Peace.
Uh, I kick rhymes like bad habits. Painstakingly work on the code and crack it. But only after I'm positive I can hack it. And I'd trade in the stage for standing in the back clapping. Yo, I'm good at managing documents and getting rooms jumping all occupants. Not ball dominant, running my lane with confidence.